Wise people say that one picture is worth 1,000 words. However, the ones we've gathered will leave you speechless. These images will make you wonder what other secrets the past has been hiding from us. Here are 50 unsettling pictures from history you weren't meant to see. Number 1. Second before a lightning strike. In 1975, Michael and Sean McQuilkin were on a hike with their sister in Sequoia National Park. The sky grew dark and the air became charged with positive energy. Causing their hair to stand on ends, a clear indication that lightning was imminent. As they climbed Morro Rock, the conditions worsened, and suddenly a blinding white light arced across the sky, striking Sean and leaving him with third-degree burns on his back. Number 2. Spanish flu. The Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 was a deadly outbreak of influenza that affected roughly 500 million individuals globally. This pandemic caused widespread fear and panic. This photograph of a group of people wearing masks and appearing terrified serves as a powerful reminder of the trauma inflicted by the Spanish flu. The image effectively captures the sense of despair and uncertainty felt by individuals during this chaotic period. It is a reminder that public health should be a top priority. Number 3. Treatment of mental illness. The photograph shows a patient undergoing a treatment for mental illness in Germany in 1890. The image is a haunting reminder of the inhumane treatment of individuals with mental disorders in the past. The patient is being held down with restraints from 3 sides to keep them from himself and others. The image also emphasizes the importance of modern mental health treatment that is compassionate and effective and respects the dignity and rights of patients. Number 4. Soldier helps a child across the Berlin Wall. In 1961, the construction of a barbed wire fence was initiated by soldiers, dividing the city and restricting movement across the border. Even individuals with prior privileges, such as the elderly or those with health concerns, were denied passage through the checkpoint Charlie. This photograph captures a moment in which an East German soldier assisted a young boy in crossing the wall to be reunited with his family. Though it was a humane gesture, the soldier was reprimanded and dismissed from his post for violating orders. Number 5. Gas masks for children. During World War II, the possibility of a chemical attack instilled fear among civilians and soldiers throughout Europe. To prepare for such an event, gas masks were recommended for protection against chemical weapons. However, the issue of how to protect infants and young children who were unable to wear standard masks remained a concern. This unsettling photograph, taken in 1940, depicts nurses testing new gas masks designed specifically for babies. Number 6. Martin Luther King removes a charred cross. Martin Luther King Jr. was often targeted with death threats. This photograph shows him removing a cross from his front yard, which was likely placed there as a symbol of intimidation and hatred. However, this was not the worst of the atrocities he faced as a civil rights leader. In 1956, his home in Alabama was bombed, causing extensive damage. In 1960, after moving to a new residence, he was again subjected to similar acts of hostility. Number 7. Bear baiting suit. This peculiar outfit from Siberia was designed to provide protection against bear attacks. Although some have claimed that similar suits were used for hunting bears, it is more probable that they were intended for use as bait to attract bears for future hunting. The suit comprises leather pants and jacket, an iron helmet, and is adorned with 1-inch metal spikes. It is not particularly maneuverable and therefore not an effective defense tool. Number 8. Hindenburg's final flight. This image was taken moments before Hindenburg disaster in 1937. The Hindenburg departed from Germany and flew over New York City, heading towards a New Jersey Air Force base on May 6, 1937. However, disaster struck when the airship made contact with the mooring mast, causing it to explode and rapidly descend to the ground. The survivors barely made it out alive, and many sustained severe injuries in the process. Number 9. Coal miners of Circa. This photo of coal miners in Belgium in 1900 shows the harsh working conditions they had to endure. The image shows miners crammed into a small elevator after a long day of work in the coal mines of Circa. The men appear to be exhausted and worn out from the grueling work they've just completed. The claustrophobic conditions are evident, and it's clear that the elevator was not designed to carry so many people. This photograph is a stark reminder of the inhumane working conditions for miners. Number 10. Vintage Halloween costume. The Halloween costumes worn in the late 1800s and early 1900s were homemade, and while not as intricate as modern costumes, they still managed to be very creepy. This vintage Halloween photo captures the essence of the era's homemade costumes. Even with the knowledge that is a Halloween photo, it's hard to understand the mask's origins or what they even represent. The mask's material and intent are unclear, and it's left to the viewer's imaginations to decipher the mystery behind them. Number 11. Face of Mussolini's Italian Fascist Party. The Palazzo Bracci in Rome was once one of the headquarters for the Fascist Party Federation, had an eerie facade that seemed to evoke this feeling. The building was adorned with an ominous ace and the Psi wrapping. This was just the start of Mussolini's grand design plan for Rome, which aimed to cover the city with propaganda similar to that seen in the building. Can you imagine how different Italy would be if they were still active? Number 12. The Isolator Mask. Hugo Gernsback, known for publishing Science and Invention magazine, invented a disturbing helmet in 1925 that he believed would eliminate all distractions and enable wearers to concentrate solely on what was in front of them. This headgear, however, presented a major problem, as it restricted the oxygen supply, causing people to use an oxygen tube for breathing. Despite its potential benefits, the helmet never went into full production and remained in the testing phase due to the oxygen deprivation issue. Number 13. 1920s Face Mask. Protecting ourselves from the sun's harmful rays is a top priority, especially during the summertime. But would you go as far as wearing a rubber face mask to avoid getting a terrible sunburn? While this might not be the best way to keep your skin protected, comfort is certainly not guaranteed. It's difficult to imagine the feeling of wet rubber on your face while you dive into a pool, or the panic of water pooling inside of your mask. Perhaps it's better to stick with extra sunscreen. Number 14. Amusement Park after the Chernobyl disaster. In 1986, a new amusement park was set to open in Pripyat, Ukraine, for the families and employees of the Chernobyl nuclear facility. However, on April 26th of that year, the Chernobyl disaster occurred, and the park's opening was canceled. It's believed that the park was briefly operational for some time. However, it was soon determined too radiated for use. Today, the abandoned and deteriorating rides serve as a reminder of the devastating nuclear explosion. Number 15. Hiroshima Watch. The photograph shows a watch that remains eternally stuck at 8:15 a.m., the exact moment when the atomic bomb was launched at Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. It's a strong reminder of the devastation caused by war and the enormous loss of life that resulted from this catastrophic event. Discovered among the ruins of the city, this watch serves as a haunting symbol of the importance of working toward peace. Number 16. The First Atomic Bomb. The image shows the first atomic bomb, nicknamed Trinity, shortly after its detonation on July 16, 1945 in the New Mexico desert. The blast produced a blinding light and a mushroom cloud that rose more than 7 miles into the air. The success of the Trinity test marked a turning point in modern warfare, leading to the use of atomic bombs on Japanese cities just a few weeks later. Number 17. Rings of Holocaust Victims. The image captures the horrifying reality of the Holocaust, as it shows a pile of rings taken from the fingers of victims. Each ring represented a life brutally taken in the concentration camps during World War II. The rings were confiscated from prisoners as they were entered in the camps and melted down for their gold. Number 18. European Kings Gather. In 1910, 9 European monarchs came together for the first time to attend the funeral of King Edward VII in London. The gathering, which included representatives from Britain, Germany, Spain, Denmark, Portugal, Norway, Greece, and Belgium, marked a rare moment of unity among European royalty. The kings put aside their differences to pay their respects to their fellow monarch. The image serves as a snapshot of a bygone era of European politics, where royalty played a significant role in shaping the continent's destiny. Number 19. Milkman after the London Blitz. This image captures a milkman on his rounds during the London Blitz of 1940. Despite the destruction and chaos caused by the bombing, everyday life had to go on, and the milkman became a symbol of resilience. Many milkmen continued their rounds in the face of danger, delivering much-needed supplies to their customers. This picture serves as a reminder of the bravery and determination of those who lived through the bombing and the sacrifices they made to keep their communities going in the darkest of times. Number 20. Amityville Ghost Photo. The Amityville ghost photo of 1976 is a haunting image that shows a staircase inside a home in Amityville, New York. It was taken by Gene Campbell, a professional photographer hired by paranormal investigators to document their findings. The image appears to show a spectral light of a young boy peering out from behind the banister. The photo added to the lore surrounding the supposed haunting of the house. This photo has been widely debated and remains a mystery to this day. Number 21. Babies in cold. The 1958 image shows rows of infants curled up in warm garments while lying outside in Moscow despite the bitter cold. The Soviet authorities promoted this airing practice as a means of boosting the newborns' immune systems. Even in cold weather, it was thought that being outside would help prevent disease and improve overall health. This approach, however, sparked debate and prompted questions about the risks of subjecting young children to extreme weather. Number 22. Man and his doll laid to rest. The picture shows a man and his doll laid to rest side by side. It's an eerie image that raises questions about the man's relationship with the doll and his mental state. The doll appears to have been treated as a real companion. Some have speculated that the man suffered from mental illness or extreme loneliness, leading him to form a close bond with the doll. Number 23. Buffalo skulls. The image depicts a pile of buffalo skulls. This picture was taken in the late 19th century. Once numbering in the millions, the buffalo were hunted to near extinction, with only 300 remaining by the 20th century. The skulls represented not only the staggering loss of life, but also the wasteful and destructive practices of the time. The image serves as a reminder of the importance of conservation efforts. Number 24. Electric shock. This creepy photo captures a patient undergoing experimental electrical stimulation in 1856. Treatment was believed to cure a wide range of ailments, from paralysis to insanity, and involved applying electric shocks to the patient's body. The patient's head is restrained while an electrical current is applied to the scalp. The patient is pictured here to be in great discomfort, with his body contorted and his face twisted in pain. Number 25. People with mummies. A group of individuals can be seen in the photo from the 1950s. They're standing next to the mummies of Vivzone, Italy. It's believed that the mummies were found in 1647 and are the remains of those who perished in the 16th century from the epidemic. People in the area touched the mummies and prayed for them to give them luck because they thought they had a protecting aura. The image is both unsettling and interesting and provides a window into the societal norms of the past. Number 26. Letter from a schizophrenic patient. The letter Emmy Hawks sent to her husband offers a chilling insight into the thoughts of a patient with schizophrenia. The sole words in the letter, which was written in 1909, are, "Darling, please come," and "Come, come, come." The recurrence of these sentences highlights the loneliness and bewilderment that often accompanies mental illness. The letter serves as a stark reminder of the difficulties encountered by those with schizophrenia. Number 27. Halloween costumes. The vintage photo from the 1930s captures a family of 4 wearing Halloween costumes. The father is dressed as a witch, the mother as a clown, the young girl as a hobo, and the boy as a pirate. While Halloween costumes are often associated with fun and merrymaking, this particular image exudes an eerie vibe. The black and white image and the unsettling expressions on the faces of the family members create an unnerving atmosphere. Number 28. Melted mannequins. The eerie photo from 1929 shows a disturbing scene of melting wax mannequins that once stood in a display window of a department store in Paris. The mannequins' distorted and drooping features give them an unsettling appearance, almost as if they are in agony. The extreme heat wave that summer caused the wax figures to melt, adding to the already eerie ambiance of the photo. Number 29. Mickey Mouse meeting. The Mickey Mouse Club was a beloved children's show in the 1930s, and this picture depicts a meeting of its young fans. However, upon closer inspection, there's a strange element to the photo. The children's faces are obscured by Mickey Mouse masks, making them look like a group of faceless creatures. The contrast between the playful image of Mickey Mouse and the eerie appearance of the masked children creates a disturbing atmosphere. Number 30. Young miners. The image depicts a group of kids, some as young as 5 years old, who are coated in soot and mud, returning after a hard day of labor in the mine. Children were frequently made to work long hours in hazardous and ill circumstances in mines and industries during the 19th and earliest 20th centuries. As a result of their labor, many developed lung conditions and other ailments. The image reminds us of the exploitation-filled past of the industrialization. Number 31. Plague Doctor Mask. The creepy picture shows a plague doctor mask from the 16th century, used by physicians during the bubonic plague epidemic. The mask features a beak-like structure filled with herbs and perfumes to protect the doctor from the bad air believed to cause the disease. The long robe and gloves made of leather were also worn to protect the doctor from infection. The mask's eerie appearance, and with its bird-like beak and glass eyes, has made it a popular symbol of the plague and a fixture in Halloween costumes. Number 32. Original Ronald McDonald. The original Ronald McDonald, pictured in the 1960s, is a surreal and eerie sight with his red and white striped jumpsuit, oversized yellow boots, and bright red wig. The clown's signature look, which was designed to be instantly recognizable, has become iconic, but also has a dark side. The character has been the subject of controversy, with some people finding clowns inherently creepy and disturbing. Number 32. Two-headed dog experiment. This scary and uncomfortable image is from the two-headed dog experiment conducted in Russia in 1954. Dr. Vladimir Demikov carried out the experiment successfully, attaching a puppy's head and forelimbs to a grown dog's neck. The outcome was a two-headed dog that could move, eat, and drink, but only survived for a short time. The representation of the two-headed dog serves as a reminder of the ethical issues raised by animal testing, as well as the extremes to which some researchers have gone in their quest for knowledge. Number 34. Fixing a Disney animatronic. This picture shows two engineers working on a Disney animatronic, which can be both fascinating and creepy at the same time. These life-size humanoids are designed to mimic human movements and expressions, creating a lifelike experience for park visitors. However, when the machines malfunction or need maintenance, the behind-the-scenes look can be quite unsettling. Seeing the inner workings of these human-like robots can blur the line between reality and fiction, reminding us of the strange and often bizarre relationship between technology and humanity. Number 35. Mental patient and her toy man. In 1910, a picture was taken of Katharina Detzel, a patient in a German psychiatric hospital who had built a man out of straw in her bed. It is believed that Katharina suffered from a mental illness which drove her to construct this effigy as a way to cope with her condition. This picture highlights the need for more compassionate care and support for those who suffer from psychological disorders. Number 36. Mad Bomber. In a 1950s police mugshot, the hair-raising smile of the Mad Bomber became a historic moment. George Metzke, the bomber, terrorized New York City for 16 years by detonating explosives in public areas and spreading fear. He was ultimately apprehended and discovered to be mentally disturbed. The image captures his eerie grin, maybe revealing the delight he felt by wreaking havoc. Number 37. Picture of home. This haunting image shows a young girl who grew up in a concentration camp. She's seen drawing a picture of her ideal home while residing in a residence for disturbed children in 1948. The picture depicts random circles made with chalk and the girl's attention to the camera. The image serves as a reminder of the trauma and psychological scars that many families carried with them long after the war ended. Number 38. Camel Girl. The picture depicts Ella Harper, commonly known as the Camel Girl, whose knees are bent backward due to a rare medical ailment called congenital genu rectile. At an early age, she joined a circus and was advertised as a spectacle, using her distinctive physical features to draw audiences. Although Harper was unable to support herself by working in the circus, her objectification as a freak and exploitation serves as a reminder of the troubling history of human amusement. Number 39. Fake Grasshopper. The creepy picture of a man holding a giant grasshopper was taken in 1937 and was later revealed to be a hoax. The grasshopper was actually a model made of paper and wire, created by an unknown artist. The photo was widely circulated and believed to be real until it was exposed as a fake. Despite being a hoax, the image still holds a place in popular culture and remains a testament to the human fascination with the strange and unusual. Number 40. Vampire's Heart. A terrifying artifact from the dark period in history, Augustin de Lagrange's mummified heart is believed to be that of a vampire. De Lagrange was pursued and slain in 1912 by a priest and voodoo practitioner who drove a stake through his heart. The mummified heart serves as a grisly reminder of vampire mythology and the lengths people went to in order to save themselves. People are still equally fascinated and terrified by this artifact even today. Number 41. Waiting for the communal shower. The photo shows a coal miner in Germany in 1958 waiting to get a communal shower. Coal mining was a grueling and dangerous profession, and miners worked in conditions that were often dark and dirty. Communal showers were necessary to help prevent the spread of diseases and infections that could be contracted in the mines. Despite the harsh conditions, coal mining was an important industry in many parts of the world and provided a livelihood for countless families. Number 42. Gas mask drills. The picture showing gas mask drills in 1939 is a chilling reminder of the fear and uncertainty that pervaded everyday life during World War II. As the threat of chemical warfare loomed large, governments across the world undertook measures to protect their citizens. The image shows a group of school children and their teacher wearing gas masks as part of a drill to prepare them for potential gas attacks. The masks, while necessary for survival, give the children an almost otherworldly appearance. Number 43. Theater stage for the Brigands. The picture shows a spectacular theater stage built for the Brigands Performing Arts Festival in Austria. The centerpiece of the stage is a massive book flanked by two skeletal hands that appear to be opening it. The illusion is completed with a full-sized skeleton that stands on top of the book as if guiding the opening process. The attention to detail and creativity behind the design is impressive and makes for a visually stunning performance space. The picture truly captures the theatrical magic and imagination that goes into creating unforgettable productions. Number 44. Tampa Waterspout. Captured by a Florida citizen, Joey Mole, the photograph depicts a giant waterspout heading toward Tampa, Florida in 2013. A waterspout is a rotating pillar of water that forms a vortex from the surface of a body water. These natural phenomena can be both beautiful and dangerous. This particular waterspout appears massive and ominous. While they generally don't pose a threat to people on land, waterspouts can cause damage to boats and structures on the water. Number 45. Dentists in 1892. The image shows a guy being confronted in a dentist's chair in 1892 while having a tooth extracted. The dentist uses a pair of pliers to remove the man's teeth while he's held down by two helpers. Due to the lack of effective anesthesia at the time, this technique of restraint was often used, and patients frequently needed to be physically restrained to keep them from moving throughout the uncomfortable treatment. Number 46. Preserved heart. This picture shows a preserved human heart in a leaden case, discovered in the medieval crypt of a church in Cork, Ireland in the 1860s. The heart is believed to have belonged to a local noblewoman, Ellen Byrne, who died in 1775 and was buried in the crypt. The heart was preserved in alcohol and stored in the leaden case. It was common practice during the medieval period to preserve the important organs of significant individuals. Number 47. Ice facial in 1966. The picture showing an ice facial in 1966 features a woman receiving a beauty treatment where ice cubes are being held against her face with the help of a mask being rubbed on her face. Ice facials were popular in the 1960s and involved massaging the skin with ice cubes to reduce puffiness and inflammation. It was believed to improve circulation, tighten the skin, and give a youthful glow. The ice facial is still popular today, however, the process has evolved and become more sophisticated. Number 48. Mummies for sale. The picture shows a man selling mummies in Egypt in 1875. During the 19th century, the Egyptian mummy trade was thriving, and many tourists traveled to Egypt to collect mummies and other ancient artifacts. The mummies were sold to buyers from all over the world and were often used as curiosities or decorations. This trade caused many ancient Egyptian burial sites to be looted. This indicates that many historical artifacts have been lost that we will never know about. Number 49. Skeleton couples. The picture shows a heartwarming sight of two skeletons dating back to the Roman era that was discovered in 2009 in Modena, Italy. The skeletons belonging to a man and woman believed to have been laid to rest nearly 1,500 years ago were found holding hands. The rare and touching find was described as a testimony of love and gives us a glimpse into the enduring nature of the human connection. The couple is thought to have been of high social status, making the discovery even more significant. Number 50. Underground Christmas Party. A group of individuals can be seen celebrating Christmas in a London bomb bunker during World War II in this photograph. Civilians were shielded from the blasts in the bunker. Decorations can be seen in the backdrop, giving the scene of a festive appearance. The photograph has a disturbing aspect due to the contrast between the joyful environment and the grim realities of the war. It serves as a reminder to overcome hardship and the significance of celebrating hope and joy even in the most difficult circumstances.